Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 6 of our Hardcore Create mod series. In this episode, I need to get my elytra repaired and upgrade my armor. So today, we are going to be building a villager trading hall to get all of the best enchantments. This is going to be built out of mainly spruce wood and stone bricks. So let's go grab these and find a spot to build. I think right out here next to my castle should be good, so let's start building an outline. We will start with corner pillars, and this looks like a big enough area. Now let's build up pillars in between and connect them to the top to show some more detail all across. And we've already used up most of our wood. I think it's time for an automatic tree farm, and one of the things we'll need are these deployers, which shouldn't be too hard to get, but they do have some items I haven't seen before. We're going to need brass, which is just made with a mixer by using some copper, and zinc ingots with a blaze burner. To get a blaze burner, we will need to trap a blaze in one of these empty burners, which shouldn't be too difficult thanks to us moving the blaze spawner to our base last episode. When I flick this lever, blazes will begin to spawn, and we just gotta trap one with this burner. Oh yes! Now we just right click and he is trapped inside. Now we can mix all of my zinc and copper to get all the brass we need. And after I smush it, we can make the first item for a deployer. This is the brass hand, and now we need another item, which is the electron tube made from polished rose quartz and an iron sheet. Making rose quartz is simple with just some redstone and quartz. Now all we need is some sandpaper to polish it. And now that I've got my sandpaper, I can polish the quartz. By putting the quartz in my offhand, I can polish it by sanding it down. Now I can make an electron tube and the first full deployer, and I only need a few more for this tree farm. And now that I have all of the materials, I can make the rest of the deployers I'll need for this farm. Next up, we need a few saws, a mechanical bearing, then some barrels for storage, and we should be all set. Right here should be a good spot for the build, so let's clear up this stuff and get ready. Now that I've got this water wheel all set up, we can start on automating this thing. And we can do that by making these gears spin really fast. I've spent a little bit adjusting the gears, and this should be fast enough, so now we can start to build up the farm, and we need to build up a bit for that. I can place the bearing here and start to build the harvesters. The deployers will be used to replant the trees after all the saws break them, so let's just glue all this together and start it up, and that is way too fast. Now I can place the barrels on to collect the wood, and then the saws will go on the bottom, and I can just re-glue all of this back together. Now I've went back and made the machine a lot slower, so it will actually farm the wood, so now we just need to collect some saplings, and we can have this collect a ton of wood. The saplings we will use are oak and spruce saplings to get as much wood as we can. Bear has been at the farm for a while and he seems to have everything working, so let's plant our saplings down. And as the trees get farmed, the excess saplings will be placed down and the farm is basically complete. After AFKing for a bit, I had the rest of the wood I needed and I began to work on the trading hall. Okay, next up is the roof and the second floor of the trading hall. So let's just do this, and now we've got the main outline of the area. Now we can just build it all together. Let's start by connecting the whole roof together, and now that that is done, we can start working on the inside. Let's start with the floor, and I'll make a staircase leading up there. Now I can smelt some cobble for the rest of the exterior. I'll make my stone bricks and we should be good. Now I can finish the exterior. Now we are fully finished and we can start putting villagers in for this hall. I'll put all the beds up here, and now I gotta go to the village and bring some villagers. I made it to the village, now I can get some villagers. I'll put this down and trap them in a boat, and now I can just bring him home. This is gonna take a while. And that is one villager completely brought into the breeder. Now I just need one more. This is our second villager, and they will be all we need, so let's trap him in the boat and we should be good to go. And now if I break this boat, he just runs right on in and we can start to breed them thanks to the carrots from our automatic carrot farm. So I'll just throw down a stack and I'll need about 10 villagers, so I'll leave them alone for a few hours and go AFK. But first, I'm going to build these little chambers which will hold all of the librarian villagers once we get them. And to get the villagers, we will need some leather, so let's kill some cows. And we will need about 18 leather for enough bookshelves. I found an unlooted rune portal, and it could have something good inside, so let's check the chest, and ooh, nothing too crazy, but it's alright. I think I've just found the most amount of cows I've seen in one place ever. This will give me so much leather, holy crap. Now I can make these bookshelves, and turn them into lecterns for villagers to have. And now that it's been a few hours, I can start to move villagers out, and we will need a few to be Fletchers first so we can make the bulk of our emeralds quick. So let's put these guys into boats and we will be good. And that's one Fletcher moved in, and as I was moving in the second Fletcher, he fell through the floor and became a librarian instead, so that was a bit odd. So now I only had one librarian and one Fletcher. And after finally getting the second Fletcher in, it was time to get all of the librarians downstairs and into their places. I would trick them by having them go to sleep in their chambers and trapping them up. And soon enough, I had all the librarians in their chambers, and I just had to spend forever resetting trades to get the perfect ones. And when I did, we would lock them in and move to the next one. And soon enough, we had every villager with the perfect trades that I needed unlocked. We had got Silk Touch, Looting, Protection, Efficiency, Mending, and Unbreaking, which were perfect for my tools and armor. Thanks to the amazing tree farm, I was able to get all the wood I needed, which I could turn into sticks, and trade with the Fletchers for XP and emeralds to get these books with. And after a few hours of grinding, I had all the enchantment books I needed and had already began enchanting my armor. Then it was complete. I had the best armor and tools possible, and they all had mending and unbreaking, so they would last for a while. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.